Hey there, thank you so much for joining me for video 3 of this series. I have had so much fun teaching you guys about some different tips and strategies that you can use to start healing anxiety and reducing stress in your life today. It really warms my heart to see the different feedback and get emails from you guys, and I'm really happy to be sharing a message that's resonating with so many of you. So in the past couple videos, I've talked about nutrition and the benefits of nutrition on how you feel. Then in the last video, video 2, I talked about my 2 favorite supplements for stress and anxiety. And today I'm going to be sharing 2 more tips with you of things that you can do immediately to start healing your body and to start reducing the amount of stress that you feel. Now, I don't want you to discount either of these because they are very, very simple. You know, of course, if you think this is too simple, there's no way this is going to help me, and you don't do anything about it, yeah, you're just going to keep feeling the same way and nothing's going to change. But when you start making changes every single day in your life, these things accumulate and have this synergistic effect, and they work together, and you start feeling better and better and better, okay? So the first thing that has been super duper helpful has been being aware of the way that I'm breathing and changing it. Okay, it's great to be aware, but if you don't do anything different, nothing's going to change. So I want to teach you a technique called 4-7-8 breathing, and you can look this up online. Dr. Andrew Weil talks about it, but basically what you do is you breathe in through your mouth for 4 counts, you hold for 7, and then you breathe out slowly for 8 counts. So, and the biggest thing is you put your hands on your stomach, and the goal is to really push your hands out as far as you can, and then when you let that breath out, to let them sink back in as much as possible. So you don't want to be lifting your chest as you're breathing, you want to be pushing your stomach out, using your diaphragm to breathe, okay? We're bringing the stress, and the breathing from up here, and we're pushing it down into the diaphragm where you should be breathing from. So let's practice it a couple times. You can, if you're at home or you're in a comfortable space, you could lay on your back on the floor or on a couch and put your hands on your stomach and push them up as high as you can as you breathe in through your nose, and then you hold, and then push it out, and then just let your stomach sink back in and let your hands decompress, okay? So let's do it a couple times together, and you can see for yourself how good it feels. So in for 4 through your nose, and then hold for 7. And I'm going to use my hands to count at the same time, okay? So in for 4. In for 4. Out for 8. You want to keep doing that, and you'll feel that tension in your chest just start to dissipate and to melt away, and it feels so good. Now, I would recommend setting the timer on your phone a few times a day to remind yourself to pause and do this for like 2 or 3 minutes. Just keep doing this breathing exercise over and over and over for about 2 or 3 minutes. Do it 3 times a day. If you feel more anxiety at night, I would do this as you're laying in bed and just keep doing it until you fall asleep. And if you are one that wakes up with a pit in your stomach and you feel a lot of anxiety in the morning, I would do this first thing when you start waking up and breathe and start your day this way, okay? It's really so calming and soothing. You could add essential oils to it. You could visualize, blowing up a big balloon and then letting it shrink down again. Anything to kind of enhance. You could think of like a positive word to get you centered, and kind of change it into like a meditation practice. Really, meditation does not need to be, complex. It could be just as simple as breathing, closing your eyes and focusing on a word or just your breath. Just basically getting your mind out of the worry and just focusing in on the here and now. So that's a breathing exercise, 4-7-8 breathing. Really helpful. The second thing that I want to suggest that you start doing is get a journal and start writing in it daily. Now I have to give a shout out to my mom. She's always kept a journal. She has dozens and dozens of journals, and then she has written in them every single day. Okay, she's amazing with journals, and she got me writing in a journal when I was about 8 years old. I got my first journal, and I can look back in it and see, you know, I was writing about, you know, this new set of crayons that I got, or this fun thing that I did, or I, you know, got to go to the park with a friend, or different fun activities like that. And so it's really fun to look back. And so I kind of took some time off from journaling when I was a young mom, and I've gotten back into it again, and it's so therapeutic. Now, one thing I do want to stress is that you don't want to just make this like a dump of all of the things that are bothering you, all of the bad thing that's going on, how awful you feel. You don't want to get negative, because I truly believe that what you focus on expands. And if you're focusing on how awful you feel and how sick or tired or stressed your body feels, you're going to feel more of that. So you really want to focus on the positive things. So I would suggest writing down 5 things every single day that you are grateful for. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be something that happened in that day. It could be anything in life that you're grateful for. This is just to start getting your mind to start thinking in a more positive place. Another thing that I would like you to do is to write about something good that happened that day. Now, some days you might have to dig really deep to find something that went great, but I promise you, you can find something great in every single day, no matter how horrible you're feeling right now. I promise. Another thing I want you to do is kind of write out this vision for what you want your physical health to look like, your physical and emotional health to look like. So what does that mean to be in perfect health to you? Does that mean to be happy? You know, use adjectives to describe the way you feel. Write out what you would do on a daily basis. What kinds of foods would you eat? Would you exercise? Would you spend time outside every day? Would you use essential oils? Would you take certain supplements? You know, what is it that that is like this perfect vision of health in your mind? And then start thinking of, how am I going to start achieving that? What baby steps can I start taking to get to that point? Because we want to be proactive. We don't just want to stay in like the dreaming phase. We want to think, okay, now what am I going to do to start feeling better? It could be any one of these things that I've talked about in these videos. Staying away from the yucky foods that I talked about, starting to eat the good foods that I talked about, taking one of the supplements that I talked about, doing the 4-7-8 breathing and journaling. You know, like just doing these things every single day makes such a difference, and accumulative, you'll see the effects add up and you'll feel better and better and better.